Hello everyone, it's Michelle here. I hope you're doing well. In response to the people who've asked me, does it ever stop raining where you live? Not very often. Not this time of year anyway. And it's raining again, it's just started raining. So instead of walking around this area next to the secret woods, I'm going to actually head to the secret woods so that I stay relatively dry. Bear with me. So in this video, I want to address some issues that have come up since Molly Go Lightly and Bullhorn Betty and JLR from Twitter and Chronicles of Olivia from TikTok. The protesters have been in Rogersville. Talk about that briefly. So I think there has been some misunderstandings about the video that I made yesterday, but also of the situation in general. But I want to address the accident theory again, because there is so many creators. I mean, creators that I respect, creators that I watch, who believe that Summer befell a terrible accident and her parents covered it up. And I just can't see it. I just cannot see it. And I made a video as part of the Truth in the Hills series. Go and check out the playlist if you haven't seen the Truth in the Hills. But I went right back to the beginning. I went through everything again. And I did a few videos going through each theory. Each of the kind of main theories, like the abduction theory, the accident theory. She wandered off and something befell her then, or she was sold or trafficked. Those are kind of the four main theories that, you know, there's lots of kind of variations on them, but if you kind of put them in groups, I guess. And there's so many people, so many creators, so many people who watch me, so many people who are in my Facebook group discussing variations on the accident theory. So I'm going to address it again because I can't see it. So am I missing something that all of you guys can see that I can't? That's my question. Oh, it's raining really hard now. I'm going to turn this camera off and head for the trees. No sooner had it started than it stopped. Can you see what I'm doing? This is a vertical view on my phone. I don't know whether some creators who film with the phone don't know this, but on YouTube, if you film less than a minute, a video less than a minute, vertically like this, it turns up as a YouTube short. But if you're filming for longer than a minute, why are you filming in vertical mode? Because you only fill a little section of the screen, especially when you're, you know, showing things in the environment. Turn your phone on its side and film in landscape mode, I guess. You get the full screen. I understand if you're live streaming. I've never live streamed off my phone, but I'm guessing if you're live streaming, it being vertical is better because you can see more of the chat. I'm not sure. Yeah, for anyone who didn't know that. So, let's wipe this camera again. Getting the lens all wet. Okay, so the protesters, and I say protesters in air quotes, and I used air quotes yesterday, and rightly, I guess, some people pointed out that they're not protesting, that was a ruse, and I understand that, I get that. I've discussed it with people in my Facebook group, that anybody, especially people who've got, you know, a decent following, who can get someone's name out there, like Molly has, 50k subs on YouTube, Chronicles of Olivia has over 1 million subs on TikTok. So anybody going, asking questions, going, checking things out, going to the sheriff's office, giving out flyers, all of those things. Right, guys, if you can, please do. If you can. If I lived in Tennessee, you better believe that I would have been doing that all of this time. Instead of walking around the woods talking about things, I would have been there on the ground doing things. But I'm 4,000 miles away. So the best I can do to help Summer Wells, just like the best I can do to help any missing kid, you know, unless a child went missing in my local area, and then you better believe I'd make that a focus of my channel. You better believe I would. I'd be on it constantly. When we're talking about missing kids who live thousands of miles away, the best I could do is publicise the fact that that kid's missing. And the Summer Wells case has got so big now. It's had national, international attention. You know, Dr. Phil, everybody knows about it now. And Molly and the others, you know, said that there's posters, flyers, everybody knows about it. And that is fantastic. That's what we need for every missing child. Every missing child deserves that amount of attention that Summer's had. Because Summer is, I guess, a special case now. That she has gained that much attention. And sadly, I'm just going through these trees. And sadly, I think that's because her parents are so controversial. But in the main, that attention has helped Summer. It's helped keep her name out there. It's stopped her getting forgotten, as so many missing kids are. And if you're following me on my other channel, Michelle Walks, link in the cards about there, and there's also a link in the description of any of my other videos. I talk about other cases on there. I put reports on about other cases because they deserve that attention as well. I'm following a case at the moment. A little 5-year-old girl called Oakley Carlson. After a welfare check this week, she's been reported missing, but law enforcement don't even have a timeline. They don't even know when she went missing. Her parents have been charged with her manslaughter, but they don't know where Oakley is, and the parents won't talk. It's utterly heartbreaking. But Summer isn't in that boat. We've got at least some information that we can work with. But anybody at all who wants to go and work boots on the ground, I've got respect for you. Whoever you are, I've got respect for you. You could have 50 million subs and I'd respect you. Or you could not be on social media at all, but you could be doing your bit. Boots on the ground. I respect all of you that are doing that. The point I made yesterday in my video was that I didn't like what Molly did. I didn't like the fact that she trespassed on the Wells property. I didn't like that. Would you like that if someone trespassed on your property? I certainly wouldn't. It wouldn't end well. I have only a very little property, so I'd quickly notice. But 11 acres, I mean, I guess it's proven that if you go the back way, up the shallower part of the hill, you'd not get noticed going on that property. So Molly had a little bit of footage, and some footage from Beach Creek Road, and you can see how steep the hill is up from Beach Creek Road up onto the property. That's the steep side of the hill. But if you go up the other side, where the power lines are, that's a lot more shallow. And my argument's been lately, kind of bringing in, you know, things that Jodie Sue has said, the ex-neighbour. And I listened to Jodie Sue because she's there. She's our only eyewitness neighbour who's spoken out. I listen to everybody who's had boots on the ground. I don't take sides. I don't care who their friends are. I just want the information from people who are boots on the ground. That's why I've mentioned cracking cases, because they've got boots on the ground. Jodie Sue is an eyewitness. But do I rely just on them? No, of course not. I take their information, I absorb it, and then I make my own mind up on what I think, how I think I can interpret that information. And what I think sets me aside in some ways is that, yes, I speculate, I theorise, but I look at all sides, and not enough creators do that. I'm not by all means saying I'm the only creator that is doing that, but there's so many creators who get stuck in a rut. They won't look at another alternative explanation because perhaps it comes from someone they don't like. I don't know. All I can speak for is me, and I'm going to continue to speak on this case with as much integrity as I can, taking in all sides of the argument and pay particular attention to people who have been there. In a way, Molly and the others, I applaud you for going there. But what I don't like is the fact that she trespassed. I don't like it. And no, I'm not trespassing being on this land. This is local authority land. Right? I'm unsure whether this is still local authority land, the Secret Woods, or whether it was actually sold off when it was auctioned last year. But like, the fence has gone, as you can see. So I have no idea. But if somebody put no trespassing signs up here, I wouldn't go in that property. I would not go in that property. Because I respect that. And I think everybody should. Everybody should. And I know some people said, oh, well, you know, you didn't do your research and blah, blah, blah. And yes, I did. Yes, I did. My point yesterday was to, just to say simply, I don't know what they're doing there, if that's what they're going to do. But the other activities they did, great, brilliant. Now, I know Molly said that Don had given her permission and Ellie had given her permission. We know that Ellie didn't give permission. Did Don give permission? Well, I'd like to know where Don has actually said that, right? Someone get Don on the phone and ask him. Lots of you creators have got Don's number. Can one of you just ring him when you're live one time and ask him? And if he gave permission, then I'll take back what I said, because I wasn't informed of that. But as it stands, I'm going to try and walk through this. I've got my CHORLEY boots on. This is a mess, guys, but I'm going to try and walk it. Let's see how we get on. It's not that bad. It's actually less deep than it has been. Oh, look, you can see the bottom. I mean, last time I walked through this, the middle part was over my boots. I just couldn't do it. I'm going to go down here. Oh, we've got a little rivulet. Oh, wow. This is cool. Oh, my feet are getting wet. I don't know whether that's because I'm splashing or whether that's because it actually is deeper than I think. Or I've got a hole in my boot. Oh, I'm sinking. Oh no. Oh no. No, well, oh no. Right, look at this. I'm going under. Oh. This is great. Oh, I'm wet through. Oh, my feet are soaking wet. Oh, it's cold water as well. Look at this, guys. I'm going to have to take my boots off and get the water out of them. Why'd you make me do this kind of stuff? Why'd you make me do it? Right, you guys. What are you doing in that tree? That's my sock. I think we'll dispense with the socks. If anybody sees me, they'll think, what is that mad person doing? Right foot. Tilly. Right, we can get going again now, I think. I've got to try and navigate my way through the other part because I'm not going back that way. Right, see you in a sec. This is the creek. Just Is that deep, Tilly? Is that too deep for you? Too deep for Tilly. I'll believe her. I'll go this way. Oh, that is deep. Not too. Why is there a beer can? Why? Oh, we're nearly free now, look. We're nearly free. Right, what was I saying? Let's resume the video. Can't remember where I was up to regarding the issues in Rogersville. So let's move on to the accident. So I did make a video, as I said, as part of the Truth in the Hill series. I've made other videos, like, you know, earlier on in the case about the accident theory. And I can't discount it. I've never discounted it. I just can't see it happening. I mean, anything's possible. Anything at all is possible. Given that we're almost 6 months into the case, and there's no evidence whatsoever. You know, Sheriff Lawson has said there's no evidence of abduction, but there's no evidence of foul play. Like, you know, on the property. And they've combed that property, like, numerous times with a fine-tooth comb. So you'd think, if there'd been an accident of any kind, there would have been some evidence of it. There's lots of variations on how the accident might have happened. And that kind of gets into the how this happened, which I tried to avoid in the Truth in the Hill series because I was focusing on why, what's the motive. So I guess there could be a motive for covering up an accident if they know at autopsy there would have been signs of abuse on someone's body and that would have got them into trouble. So I can understand that there'll be a why, and I can go with that theory. It's the how I get stuck on. Because how could they have done it? How could Candice have done it? How could she have pulled it off? Is she a criminal mastermind that was able to cover up her tracks? An accident means it's not premeditated, right? So whether it happened at the swimming hole or, you know, dry drowning and concussion and that, or whether it happened when they got home, like she was left unattended and then they found her, she'd found some drugs and accidentally taken them, or she fell down the stairs, or she fell down the hill, or something else, anything else. It wasn't premeditated. So if Candice found her, then is she really a criminal mastermind? Was she able to cover up an accident? And what really, really, really gets me, and what I ask people all the time is, well, where's the body? Now, I know within the timeline, you know, you've got that 3-hour window between about 3:20, 3:30 and 6 o'clock. The 911 calls came in at 6:26 or thereabouts. Jodie Sue heard them calling for Summer at 6 o'clock. So what you have to do then is think, Candice or Don, if Don wasn't at work. Oh, Tilly likes that one. It's Golden Retriever. Cassie's forever hopeful, and that dog will play. Tilly likes Golden Retrievers. Tilly would like a Golden Retriever for Christmas. That's what she would like. Here they come. Right, so if there'd been an accident that Candice had covered up, yes, there's time, but surely she would have been panicking. She may have called Don. Don might have been at home and have lied. Lots of people, though, say Don's completely unaware. Don just is blindly believing Candice, and that may be true. I don't know. So where did she hide Summer's body? Because she doesn't strike me as being somebody who can go deep in the woods and hike with a 40-pound child. She doesn't seem that type to me. So she'd have had to driven somewhere and drop her off relatively near a road, I think. And also, she'd have had to put on an act. Now, we know she can act. We know damn well she can act. But she would have had to put on an act to make the neighbours believe, law enforcement believe, and maybe the boys to believe that Summer had gone missing. It just seems there's too many what-ifs. There's too many ways that this could have been found out by now. I don't know. That's just my view. But am I missing something? Seriously. Am I missing something? Is Candice really clever enough, or Candice and Don together, really clever enough that they'd be able to find a place where there's no way in the world that her body would have been found? And I know there's people who've talked about old wells, and yeah, are there old wells? Are there old mines that are easily accessible? Bearing in mind that I don't think Candice and Dawn are hikers who can navigate that really difficult terrain. Is there old wells or mines close enough to the road? And if they're that close to the road, wouldn't they have been found and checked? I really don't know. Let me know if I'm missing something, because like I said, so many people who I respect believe that there was an accident. Yeah, I'm falling down the hill. Oh no. I've come up the steep side of the hill. Come up there. So I seem to have been talking for ages. You'll like it if you're one of the ones who like to see my silly escapades. But you won't like it, and you won't be here now. You won't be here at the secret end of the video club if you don't like my escapades and you get bored. Anyway, I'm going to go. So it's Friday today, so tomorrow, for you guys in the secret end of the video club, I will release on Michelle Walks. I will release a YouTube short tomorrow afternoon telling you what case I'm going to do for Crime Stories Sunday, which is a series I do over on Michelle Walks. It's a different case that I tell the story of. So last week we went all the way back to the 19th century. This week we're only going back about 50 years. And it's a case that both intrigues me but also shocks me. So I'm going to tell you what case tomorrow afternoon. And I'll speak to you soon. I wanted to go over there. The sheep are still there. Anyway, all right. Bye from Miss Tillington. Bye from Miss Cassie Springer. I'll see you soon. Bye, guys.